right, shalom. Shalom, shalom. We should begin by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and enough to the brothers that are out there pushing and spreading the truth, which is the gospel to the four corners of the world. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, there's another opportunity, another chance that he's given for the scriptures, which is his word, to be brought out. And emphasis put on the humility part, okay? And this lesson is mainly targeted to, the women, all right? This women, especially of this age, this era, who believe that, all power belongs to them, who believe themselves to be gods, who believe themselves to be independent and needing nobody else. Refusing to face the reality that the strength of a woman, okay, lies in a man. Who refuse to, face the reality that the head of every woman, the Most High, has made it the man. Okay, and so what I'm gonna do, I have a few videos out. Let me share my screen real quick. I have and I'm gonna bring it out to show you what's really going on in the world. And if you're watching, you won't be surprised. But for those that aren't watching, for those that are still, cracked up in the head, this is what's going on in the world. Now, I found this video from Basic Wisdom, the channel Basic Wisdom, and what it does, I found in this video, he clipped it. It was a clip from BBC News, and what was going on is that, like the title said, women, they had been given, sex for rooms, for a place to stay, for a place to lay their head, for a roof over their head. Okay, and this is the scriptures all coming. The scriptures coming to pass, but let me play it to make sure the sound works.
Free room available to female only. Conditions apply. Double room for naughty girl for exchange of favours. Female tenant needed. Cheap rent. Contact me to discuss. Government says these ads are illegal, but no one else seems to care. I'm going undercover to meet the landlords who are offering free rent in return for sex.
To cut to the chase to sleep with me once a week.
And a vulnerable woman who experienced the riskier end of these arrangements.
One guy expected me to deal with him, but then also put in about having group sex with a lot of his friends. So he's sort of getting a bit of a dangerous cycle.
So why is nothing being done about it? I've worked on lots of shocking stories about homelessness recently, and I know how hard it is to live a normal life when you don't have a safe place to call home. I thought I'd seen the worst of the housing crisis, but last year I heard about a new trend that I found most alarming: sex for rent. In the last 6 months, I've seen dozens of local adverts on Craigslist. Some of them are worded subtly, so could be rent-free for the right student, but others leave no doubt. Double room in return for your booty. Simple, no-hassle business deal. I want to speak to the guys posting these ads, but when I contact them as a journalist, they don't respond. So I'm going undercover. Most of them ask for a photo, so it's time to get into character. I've already responded to some adverts, and the replies have been very revealing. So one landlord here has told me he'd expect sex a couple of times a week. Another one says he has a high sex drive, is very adventurous and has no limits. And he'd also expect you to surrender to him. Now that makes me feel really weird. And I'm doing this as a journalist. I can't begin to imagine what it must feel like if you're doing this for real. Here's my picture. Right, it's gone. There's no going back now. I'm just really glad I'm wearing the wig, to be honest. So they actually have a photo of me as I normally look. Trying the wig on at home is one thing. It suddenly feels very different on the way to my first meeting with the landlord. Right, see you on the other side. From his advert, I already know Tom is in his 60s and has a one-bed flat on the outskirts of Bristol. He's already sent me more than 50 emails, including a photo, keen to arrange a meeting. The messages are mild, but he clearly feels very familiar already and goes straight in for a kiss. How are you? I already know part of the deal is sharing his bed, but I want to find out what else he's going to expect. When you say like have a play, have a bit of fun, what is it you mean sort of specifically?
Do what you want to do.
Yeah. And like if like I didn't feel ready to do that straight away. Okay, and what if like even after I don't know a couple of weeks or a month I still felt okay. So it would be that that's sort of something else is required like at some point.
Now, I want you brothers to keep in mind that the things that are happening right now, it's not the peak of the judgment that the Most High is bringing. This moment, this that we're living in right now, it's not the worst of the worst. Okay, and so when you see it, these women can, they can add, they can go into the sites, send emails, they can pick candidates and all of that. But in the days that are coming, in the actual what you call it, in the day of crying and woes, these women ain't gonna be doing this. They're not gonna have any choice. They're not gonna have questions to come in and have dinner and ask questions and tell you about my feelings and okay, I don't think you're the right person. I feel you're dangerous. None of that all of that is gonna go out the window. In that day, a man is just gonna look at a woman and then grab her by the arm and bring her in, and she can't do anything. Because like I said, the strength of a woman lies in a man. Because in that day, the police ain't gonna be answering. All right, all the people in power, the ones that provide the protection for these women that have placed these women in power and are not going to be doing anything. Because as the scripture says, 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, starting from verse from verse 14, it says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their power, the course of their actions shall stand in their power." And this is it. This is what's going to make these men, because when a man, look, man, a man in the day of desperate, in the time of desperation, in the time of need, his strength increases 20-fold. Okay, and these women are gonna see those strength being exhibited, and they're gonna be fearful, and they're gonna submit, man. And these days that are coming, yeah, you have to submit, man. Every woman will be subject to this, to what the Most is bringing now. And it's up to y'all to humble yourself, okay, and be, as it says in the book of Titus, or be proud and get put in this situation where the Most High breaks you. Either way, it doesn't really matter. The Most High is going to get what he wants, and righteousness will go forth. All right. So going in. So just to let you guys know, because a lot of people have this. These women out here, they do it. They don't have any choice, but they have a choice to a certain degree. But I'm just letting you know that those every time moves forward, those choices are being taken away. Those choices are being taken away, and the fewer options you have, and fewer steps you can make, and eventually you get caught in a box. All right, continuing.
So I just come back from meeting with the landlord, and yeah, it was a really like, I don't know how to, intense experience, I guess that's how I describe it. And even talking about the idea of it, doing it, made me feel so uncomfortable. It wasn't a very nice experience. It wasn't very nice at all. And it just, all I keep thinking about is how these people doing this for real must feel. One of those is 22-year-old Laura from Bristol. After a family breakdown left her homeless, she entered into a sex for rent arrangement as a 19-year-old. Laura's not her real name, and she asked for us not to show her face. You were living with friends, you were sort of sofa surfing.
Yeah.
And then you ended up getting into this sex for rent arrangement. How did that come about?
I sort of stumbled upon Craigslist. I went to London. He just he had like a little, sort of almost like a little cabin outside that was like a bedroom and living room. But we had like an arrangement that was like written down and signed. So like a couple of times a week, he'd sort of give me alcohol, drugs, take me out, whatever, and then we'd have to sleep together. And that was sort of like the arrangement instead of money.
How did that make you feel?
Looking back, it's kind of disturbing, but at the time I just didn't care. I really didn't care about what was happening.
And when you came back to Bristol, did you look at doing the sex for rent arrangement again?
Yeah, I put some posts up. Everyone I spoke to just seemed a little bit dangerous. One guy that expected me to like sleep with him, but then also put in about having like group sex with like a lot of his friends. We sort of getting a bit of a dangerous cycle.
This whole sex for rent arrangement is relatively new, and it seems to have got much bigger in the last couple of years. Why do you think that is?
For young people, it's hard to move out. It's hard to sort of like get jobs. Like even looking at shared houses is a lot of money, especially if you're working like minimum wage job. You're not going to be able to afford to live.
Do you think landlords are then taking advantage?
I think they are. They're using the fact that some young girls are vulnerable.
Hey, but that's enough of that. I didn't want this to be a long, video. I have others, man. A couple of days ago, I posted this video of this woman, okay, who was talking a lot of shit.
And the United Nations is warning of a larger humanitarian disaster.
If they arrest us, they will kill us. Everyone, they will kill us.
Given the situation right now, how do you see the future for women in Afghanistan?
Taliban are not afraid of the world superpowers. They're not afraid of the B-56 or B-52. They're afraid of the women.
Right. So
And
women like her are still in the world, because even though this woman is still living in Afghanistan, even though is living in Afghanistan, and she neglects to bring out the fact that the reason the country has fallen to the Taliban is because the men that were in power have fled. They fled and they left it to these people. She neglects the fact that all the women in the country are looking to flee the country. All right. Now she may still be over there, but she's in a position of power. And look, man, everybody in this mindset, every woman in this mindset is gonna get what's coming to them. Is gonna get what they deserve. Whatever it is that the Most High has planned, okay, whatever it is that the Most High has orchestrated to change somebody's mind, they are subject to it, and it's only a matter of time until they get it. Some women are already catching it, some of it. Some women are already caught in it, in it. They've began to catch it, and then some women haven't. And in that day, everybody's gonna be like this woman right here who has no choice. So like this is an old video, like in 2019 from the elder Marwan Ibad, and it was about this woman fighting with this this Israel Negro woman gone wild, right? So a lot of these women are like this woman over here,
but also many of the Latino and Native Indian women as well, that Esau has totally destroyed them. All right? So before we go into the video, I just want to explain to you that we have not been taught any righteousness here in Babylon the Great underneath Esau. Everything that the Bible tells us not to do, Esau tells us that it's okay to do it. It's all right. You can do what you want. Do what thou wilt. That should be the whole of the law. This is the satanic motto that has infiltrated many of the Christian churches throughout America and throughout the world. So not only are many of the men out of order, but many of the women are out of order as well. And this video is going to be an illustration on just how demoralized many of these Israel Negro women are. Very ignorant, loud, nasty, vile, disrespectful. They don't act like ladies. They act like wild animals. And this video is going to illustrate that. So we're going to let the video play, and then we're going to go into some scriptures on how the Bible talked about this and warned us that this would happen once we fell off as a nation, the children of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Native Indians, and Native Latino people. And many Israelites have gone off and they see Esau as their God, and they still worship white man Jesus. They don't worship the God of the Bible. They hate the God of the Bible, Yahweh. How do we know this? Because when you come out of these scriptures, they get offended and they get violent and aggressive towards you. That's why in Matthew 24 and 30, it says that the tribes of the earth shall mourn when Yahushua, our Savior, returns back to judge this wicked kingdom and to restore order back onto the earth.
That's right. So what is this judgment and restoration of righteousness that's coming? This is it's the day of the Lord, and it's the judgment that He's bringing with Him. This is Isaiah chapter 32, verse 9. It says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters, and give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, and the gathering shall not come." Right? These benefits that you're getting, all right, these the fact that you can use these online shoppings, you can do the simps that are out there that will give you anything that you want. These Instagram likes, all right, that you're getting this fame, all right. It's everything that makes you confident as a woman shall be taken away. That makes you, like the song goes, a boss ass bitch. Anything that makes you feel that way is going to be taken away. All right. It says tremble. All right. Let's look at what the word tremble means. All right. What does it mean to tremble? To tremble means quake, move about, be afraid, be startled, be terrified. Okay, to quake. All right, to be anxiously careful, to go and come trembling. Right, that's beautiful. To go and come trembling. So whatever it is that you do, you're gonna be trembling. Fear is gonna compass you about. It shall cover you as a blanket. All right, and you man, to drive in terror. All right, look, man. You a person that has the Most High, when the Most High terrors a person, hey, I don't want to know what that feels like, man. This definition, which this it doesn't do the word or the threat that the Most High has said justice. It doesn't do it justice enough, at least to me. So tremble. So the women shall tremble. Okay. Ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins, because what's coming, it's not an easy thing, man. It's not a joke thing. All right. It's not cupcakes and rainbows and sunshines. What's coming, it's terror. All right. A lot of people are scared of terrorists, man. Well, the ultimate terrorist is coming. The master terrorist is coming. They shall lament for the teeth, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine, right? And you ain't gonna get it. Upon the land of my people shall come up thorns and briars, yea, upon the houses of joy and joyous city. So everybody's gonna be caught up in it. Everybody, it doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter what you believe in. Okay, the Most High is bringing a terror upon the earth, and you don't live on Mars. Okay, let's go back to it. Let's complete it.
Many wicked Israel niggas have gone off, and they love this wicked society, and they hate the Bible and hate the God of the Bible. So let's let the video play, and then we're gonna go ahead and dive.
Shalom, shalom, salak. I haven't looked at the comment board. Shalom, shalom ba. This is Micah chapter 7, verse 10. It says, "Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, Where is the Lord thy God?" Right. "Mine eyes shall behold her, now shall she be trodden down as the mire." That's right. All right, to the streets. And that's what's coming to you women. All you women that are offended the scriptures, that are offended the Most High is gonna appeal to our joy, is gonna appeal to his glory, he's gonna fulfill everything that he said, including his threats. And you shall be trodden down as the mire. You will be nothing. You will be less than dirt, man. And you're gonna know what it truly means to be under the man. And then there's a lot of wicked men over here, man. There's a lot of wicked, terrible men in this world, especially those when the infrastructure collapses, you got men breaking out of prisons. And you got this, there was this, I forgot the name of it, but there was a movie about this guy where back in the days where he would have sex with women and then he would straight up kill him. Like, just straight up kill him, you know. And he did it in so many like terrible ways, and he was really torturing these women. You're gonna have all these men out here out about, and the Most High is gonna release them, no restraints on them, and they're gonna do what they want to you if you don't repent.
Dive into the lesson. By the way, before we let it play, this wicked Israel nigger woman goes off on this gentleman just because he does not have an iPhone cable in his Uber vehicle. All right, he drives Uber for a living, and because he couldn't meet and cater to her needs and didn't have an iPhone cable in the back of his vehicle, she goes off on him and starts to terrorize this guy. Okay, for lacking an iPhone cable. Are you kidding? So let's let the video play and then we'll break down some scriptures.
You not doing nothing for the fucking cop. Alright. Fuck out here, I'm gonna turn these brakes and hit me. Fuck out here.
Okay, say whatever you want.
So like, there's a lot of demons out here banging upstairs trying to fix the place. But I'm gonna mute myself. Let's play it.
Yeah. All right. Let me get on here. You get on my car. I'm telling you. Cops. Exit my car. You're not going to. What the fucking cops? I'm not taking you nowhere. You exit here. Call the cops. I'm not getting. You better call the cops. You better call the cops. You better call the fucking cops. You call the cops because you're making a big scene. You get on my car. Right here. Call the cops. You want to keep disrespecting me? You get off. You want to keep on disrespecting me? You get off.
And like I said, man, their strength is in Esau, man. That's what you're saying. All the cops. But you know that whatever happens, the cops or these Edomites are gonna give her, are gonna exempt her, okay, from judgment. She's a woman, or whatever it is. We'll give you an iPhone, and that's what goes on with this Israelite woman out here. Esau adds on to her wickedness. He rewards her for wickedness. So they add wickedness upon wickedness upon wickedness. You know. And that's why I said it again. I'm going to say it again. The strength of the woman lies in the man, because Esau is the one that's giving you this power. That's why when I brought out 2 Ezra, the 15th chapter, 14th verse, when everything goes down, when there's sedition among men, when nobody will listen to the politicians, to the president, when the cops they don't give a shit about their jobs, they're trying to feed themselves, and all hell breaks out, when 911 ain't working, all right, you're going to find out, where your strength. You're gonna have to prove where your strength lies, and you ain't gonna fight it nowhere. Again, for those that are just joining, this is a video on this right here, on this that the brother Basic Wisdom just posted, and it was about giving sex for a place to sleep, for a place to lay their head. All right. So continuing.
About your boyfriend. I don't care about your boyfriend, okay?
Right. Like I said, it's specific news. Scripture said, she just said my boyfriend, the reason she's talking all that shit is because she can get her boyfriend, okay, come in and and start shooting up or something like that. I don't know. And what's crazy, okay? Shalom. Yahweh Shemashah Barakatha, Shalom, Ahab, Amath, Yashirala, hopeful elect, Shalom. Good to see you, brother. And the reason she acts that way, okay, so like I almost lost my thought right there. But what's funny is that when a woman, right, it's almost like impossible for the woman to absorb righteousness. When she's with a righteous man, when she's with a good guy, she didn't want to hear none of that. Right, she doesn't exhibit his characteristics. She doesn't care what it is that she doesn't give a shit about righteousness. But as soon as she's with a wicked person, she's with a gangbanger. Now she's a gangbanger herself. As soon as she's with a robber, a scammer, now she's also a scammer. She just gets right into it. All right, and that's man. And this disposition that they have to always skew towards wickedness, all right, is going to be purged out. And the reason they purge us by death and pain was because the Most High is going to ultimately show the lesson that the wickedness does no good whatsoever. All right, because when you do wicked, I'm going to whip your ass. And that's the ultimate message, man. So I don't want to make this like a long video. You know, you get the point. This woman is bugged out. This woman is also bugged out. She's bugged the fuck out. This woman right here. All right. And these women also they got caught up in the judgment early on. So I'm gonna bring the last priest. Shalom. Yahweh Shem Shai Barakatha. Right, they can keep their nasty whap and sleep outside. Right, so that's what's going on. Shalom, Yaakov, Judah, Ezra, Shalom. So there's the last precept. This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 11. And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogance of the proud to cease, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. Right, and who is a woman. And I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Therefore, I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord, of hosts, in the day of his fierce anger. And in the days of his fierce anger, what does it say? And it shall be as the chased roe, and as the sheep, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone to his own land. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Right? Their eyes, their children shall also be dashed into pieces before their eyes, and their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives shall be ravaged. All right. So with that, I'm gonna end it right there. Terrible things are coming, man. You women that are at ease, you proud, booty stinking women out here that think that they're gods. You know, the black woman is a god and all that shit. It's going out the window. The Most High will make you eat those words. The Most High will make you repent, man. So that's it on that. You know, to the brothers that are watching, to the sisters that are watching also in truth and sincerity, I want to say Shalom, Yahweh Shem Shai Barakatha. You know, may the words, may the scriptures lay in our heart and always convince us to stay humble, man, that we do not catch the scourges that are coming in these latter times. So, you know, until the next one, Shalom, Yahweh Shem Shai Barakatha.